technology yet. Well, let's go on to the bad news. Well, on that same day when the Batman released, PC players were pretty pissed off. They were. And I'm not talking. I'm not talking like a small group. Like a lot of people were pissed off because it was a bad port. I seen videos where people were saying that
massive outlash.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, massive outlash for a good reason.
Yeah, they were saying like people were complaining that the framework was was terrible. The game was trash. It was not optimized well, and it was so bad people were reviewing it and stuff. And I don't know who pulled up. The Steam pulled the game off from their thing, or was it like WB?
WB did it.
Yeah,
everything.
They already knew about the issues with the PC release too.
Oh yeah, I seen an article about that, which is that's messed up. I'm just gonna say this. I haven't played on the PC yet, but I will in the future. But this thing kind of scares me when it comes to these AAA games that are being released as well as the consoles. It's like, I know they're caring about the consoles and stuff, but don't do that to your PC gamers too, because the PC is really big. It's really big, and it's really bullshit to do this whole ship it broken, fix it later. That's just unacceptable. I just want to make that comment.
Now, one thing I need to know, which I don't quite understand, is these games are developed on PCs, then they're normally ported to the console systems when they're released. So how does the PC version, which is the original developed version, get ported to PC and have more problems than the console versions? Like, I'm honestly asking that. I'd like to know.
No, I have no clue. And the thing is,
I have no idea. I've got a buddy that does works in game development. I could ask, but that's just I don't understand that either.
Well, it's like because my PC is higher end than compared to my two consoles, so that's why I'm on that more. And it's like, if the higher end equipment can't function this game, but the lower end equipment can, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's like,
yeah.
I'm not sure what they're doing.
Yeah,
I don't think they even know what they're doing at this point.
Mm-hmm. Like I seen a lot of people were a lot of big YouTubers were pissed off. Like I know I mentioned this before the podcast, but Angry Joe, he had his video where he was going on with his rant, and I was watching another guy's video named Gaming Ethos. I posted on the group, and everybody was saying that that it was so bad that they were saying that the four people. There are four people who about this who were to blame. So they were blaming WB for for the whole the marketing thing, and then they were blaming the Red Rocksteady for not overseeing the development that Iron Galaxy was doing for the game. And I heard it said they gave the Iron Galaxy they gave the guys around a few months to work on the PC port of the game. And Iron Galaxy, the many people who are in the company, it's not a group of 40 or 50 people. It's a lot lower than that. It's about a group around 10 or 12 people. So it was a mess. And they were saying that the last people who were to blame, they were blaming NVIDIA. Because I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer, but NVIDIA posted a trailer about the Batman Arkham Knight, and they say that the game was going to be, played in 60 frames per second. But people were, the people on the PC were saying that the game couldn't even hardly handle 30 frames per second. Does anybody want to make a comment about that?
That just goes to show how unimpressed we are.
Yeah. What you want?
I have to agree. I mean, it's...
Oh boy! I heard that they already had a patch. I seen that the guy I watched frequently, the Black Okage, that he was playing the Batman Arkham Knight, and they had the patch for it, so people were playing in a steady 30 frames. I'm not sure, but it looks steady than what I seen before when people were playing it, because that shit was bad before. And then it's just,
Yeah.
and this, this leads to the next thing. I think Uso probably brought this up, and this was coming about the stop pre-ordering things for all these games. Does anybody want to give their thoughts about, pre-orders for games and season passes and DLCs?
I'm getting to the point I don't pre-order anymore because most of the games that end up coming out end up being broken.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few games I'll pre-order. The only games I pre-order are ones that I know for a fact that I'm going to be playing for a very long time. And it's like the other ones that, like these single-player games or something that, you only play for a little bit or something and then you go on your way, I don't pre-order those. I wait like a month after they're released to see how many people point out a bunch of issues that's going on. And a lot of times that's what happens, is that there's tons of issues that come out after the game is released, and then it's like, this good thing I just didn't waste $60 then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, there's a huge movement now, and I think companies are starting to realize that they cut way too much into their quality assurance departments. I've noticed now that the game companies have been delaying games like left and right. It looks like it's going to be shit, so hopefully they're starting to pay attention now.
Oh, and
last year was absolute shit.
Yeah, I can agree. I will say this: the one thing a positive thing that that was wow to me, is that after the game was pretty bad on PC, a lot of PC gamers were pretty much stood together and they're saying, we are not buying your shit. This is bad. We are not paying for this. This is unacceptable. And it's pretty much, I heard people saying, that, speak up and let your voices be heard. Let these people know that you will not, we will not pay one dime for something that's not well optimized or broken. Don't pay a dime. Stop pre-ordering. Stop giving them money to something that's not even that you're not gonna get 100% guaranteed on. And the whole Batman thing being removed, because a lot of people were giving a whole backlash about it, was just like, wow. And the fact that WB Games knew about the PC port was being bad, I just want to say it again. That's not cool. It's unacceptable. You don't do people like that. And yeah. So I think that's what I have about as far as the Batman. And the next thing, I'm not gonna say this is not shockingly, news to anybody, but the Xbox One in Japan had pretty low sales. Like nobody's really buying the console.
And the last reported sales was like 100 systems.
Damn. I remember seeing like when the console came out, and I don't know what date it was last year, but nobody was in line ready to pick one up.
There was literally the party that they threw for Xbox One coming out. Literally nobody was there except for the staff.
That's sad.
Yeah. So I'm kind of surprised they're like still digging at the heels in the market.
Mm-hmm.
It's like most of the people over there either have a Nintendo Wii U, they have PS4, or they're playing on PC. And it's like there's a very negligible amount that's actually playing on Xbox One. And it's then you gotta think, are they playing on an Oceania server, or are they having them connect to the North American server? And if they're connecting to the North American server, what kind of lag they're experiencing? It's like, jeez.
Yeah, because I would always think that, I hate to do a little stereotyping, but hold on, don't shoot at me. But I always just think that the Japanese were more of like the JRPGs, or like, well, I'm gonna say the JRPGs, like I don't think these games like Call of Duty, like the Dubro games, are appealing to them. At least what I think.
Well, at least for the people I know, they do prefer the JRPGs more, and it's because it's story driven, whereas the games like Call of Duty, you just run and shoot them and stuff, you don't do anything, and it's like people rather play an MMO instead at that point if they're going to be doing stuff like that.
which is understandable. Microsoft, you guys need more appealing JRPG games, stuff that's Japan appealing.
You need to target the proper games to the proper audience.
True.
It's like, if games like Call of Duty aren't selling well over there, clearly you probably shouldn't be selling Call of Duty over there. So you could get the 5 people that want to play it can play it, but it's like not many. They have better story-driven FPS games over there than any American company has. So
This is like what you said earlier, the Michael Bay games. We gotta have explosions here, we gotta have explosions there. We don't need a plot. All we care about is the explosions and stuff. I can go on about it, but we can't extend. We trying to go with the flow of the podcast. So anybody else want to make any comments about it before we go on to the next thing?
I'm good.
What you, Grizzly?
No, I'm solid. We're good to go.
All right, and you, Walt?
Good to go.
All right, so the last news for the bad news is you guys haven't heard, Australian government has banned over 200 games in the course of 4 months. All I have to say is are you guys not being trying to be mean or anything, are you guys a little bit sensitive, or is it just something that just your norms?
They have a very strict rating system, and a lot of people don't realize this, but back in the past, the original reason white Australians exist is because they were actually all prisoners.
Oh, wow.
They were all criminals and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if this is some sort of backwards way of the government thinking that they can't have violent video games or something over there, because then it might make people think bad things or whatever. So
Guys, no. The reason why is just simply because a Jack Thompson type person won the case over there and changed the rating system. If Jack Thompson had won, what was it, a decade ago? Our video game industry would be like exactly what Australia is, except that there would be no other.
That would kill video games.
Yeah, cause I heard some research about it. Like, the games over here in America, like Mortal Kombat and Doom, were a lot of those people felt very offensive with their content. Even including Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, but they were saying.
Of course.
Yeah, they were saying that, and according to the ABC Australia, figures from the Attorney General's Department confirms that 220 games, including Hotline Miami 2, have been refused classification in Australia since March of 2015, compared to just 50 games between 1994 and 2014. All these games. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I mean,
I wouldn't want to live there, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone wants to kill me, so.
This is anybody, Grizzly, anything you want to say about that?
No, I mean, like Walt said, I think I would hate to live there, having such strict censorship. Like, Australia seems like a cool place to visit and everything, but I couldn't imagine having to deal with that. Like, you don't get to get all the cool stuff the rest of the world gets just because your company is so worried about it since being censored.
It's like they have their hands on your
I'd
neck.
rather just go to New Zealand.
Ooh.
I mean, it's pretty much the same area, but they don't have to deal with this stuff as far as I know.
Mm-hmm. Well, anything you want to comment about, Uso?
Nah, I'm good.
Alright, so that's about it as far as the bad news. And I have this thing, this is part of the filler content. This is the stuff that, we're going to mention. And I talked about this earlier. For people, who watch, YouTube and everything, if you haven't heard of this guy, you must be living under a rock or something. But PewDiePie, there was like an article, they were talking about PewDiePie. and they were doing like statistics saying that this guy has made around correct me if I'm wrong, but he made around $7 million in around 2014 by just by doing Let's Plays. And on that article of that same day, he posted a video responding to the haters. as it was saying, he was responding to the haters that people were assuming that well I can do a Let's Play video and that, and I can sound like if I can just scream at the camera and act like a retard, I can do this all day and make money and stuff. Anybody want to make a comment about that?
No, I do not watch his content. Simply because it's just not. I understand, he put out a video saying, how he runs his business, and from a business standpoint, he's doing good. And I'll congratulate him for being able to make that money. And just from personal standpoint, me personally, I just don't watch his videos, and the part where people are posting on his page or whatever, saying that they can act like a complete retard and make that kind of money too, is not true, because he, for one, has the fan base. It's like the reason why he makes money is because he has a fan base, and it's like you can't just randomly do that out of nowhere, because then people are just gonna call you out about it.
Well,
yeah.
The problem I find is that a lot of people make they want the one, like, if I do this one thing, everything else will fall into place. And unfortunately, with a lot of things, no, you need to have like a way to set up content. You need a way to timeline of when you're releasing stuff, what type of stuff. Like, there's a lot of planning that goes into it, and making sure that you adhere to it, and just having a weird ass voice on YouTube will not get you a shit ton of views to the point where you make the same amount of money. Like at this point, I would say anyone that says that comparison and only that comparison is basically just jealous of it or envious of the fact that he's making millions doing it.
I agree fully. Like I was watching Review Tech USA, and he was talking about how this just goes to the haters. It's we probably when YouTube when it first started, it was just a place where people would just upload videos and stuff. Some people just upload videos because they were trying to make space for their hard drives and everything, so they had something to watch on the internet. But like there's videos like Charlie Who Bit My Finger, or everybody knows that one. The ones that have like the million hits and stuff, and then they try to do the same thing again, and some videos do get those views and everything, and then the years go by, and then their views start to dropping and stuff, and people are starting to get like you said, jealous about other people who are doing it. Yeah. Even I'm learning about this about YouTube. Like, you cannot do this thing. You cannot do this on your own. You cannot think you're gonna make it on YouTube on your own by just doing it. Like, you need people. You have to build your fan base. You have to just, like I said, you just can't. I'm not saying that you cannot do it on your own. You gotta. You know what I'm trying to say. I ain't trying to ramble on about it.
There is a lot of planning that goes into it, basically.
Yeah,
I mean, you're just basically recapping what I said, which is, there is a shit ton of stuff that has to go into it, and that's the problem, is people love, it happens in the media all the time, they love this one pill will solve everything. Oh, your pains and woes, and will be the magical key to success. No, it fucking won't. It's a lie.
Yeah, so the people, all I want to say is that the people who say that, I can do this and scream in front of the camera and all that stuff, all I gotta say is anybody, if you saying that was so easy, then everybody would have done it. That's all I gotta say. It's not that.
They already tried.
Yeah, a lot of people try and they fail. A lot of people were trying to be, other people. Yeah, and it's just not the same. Like, I even told Grizzly earlier, like, I was telling him about, there was this guy, like, we all know who the Angry Video Game Nerd is, and I told him that I saw a video I was watching a review for this game Sweet Home, and there was this guy who calls himself the happy video game nerd, and I was just disturbed by the fact that he calls himself the happy video game nerd, like as the opposite. I was like, why are you doing
That's somebody took a marketing class. Because that's what you do if you're trying to compete with someone, and you do the opposite. If they're focused too much on one thing, you focus on the opposite of what they're focusing on, and just do better at that.
Well, I'm not gonna comment about his sub count, but
yeah, and there's other factors that go into the fact of being successful. I mean, just being like, I'm going to do the opposite of what he does, that doesn't mean that you're automatically going to succeed.
Right. Is there anything you want to comment about, Grizzly? You still playing FIFA?
No, I can't find my... There it is. I had flipped up my microphone, and I was like, what? Where is... I forgot I was flipping my microphone while I was reading something here. I think everybody kind of pretty much hit it all on the head. Like, people are jealous of PewDiePie's success, but he marketed himself well, and he managed to make all that money. Making $7 million shooting YouTube videos, that's like a dream job, because people don't understand the work that goes into it, though. It's like he's hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of editing and filming and all that other stuff he does. And then you were talking about the guy, the happy video game, like, come on, man. But like Walt said, he took a marketing class, and he's capitalizing on just doing the opposite of what some other successful, person did. You can't, at the end of the day, you just be hating on him for, he thought of it first.
Yeah, like, I could have did it when it was, if I would have known better, I could have did it. Nah.
If I've only known better.
If I only did, I was always thinking, if I would have known this back in 2007, I would have did this. Hey, I got to.
If only I had time travel, I would have done it.
Yeah. Hey, my account's been open since 2007. You don't see me complaining. So, to what those guys said, yeah, it's not easy. All I have to say is me personally, and Uso knows too. Yeah, it's the whole editing and things is just, it's not as easy as it seems. That's all I want to say.
Time consuming.
It's very time consuming, and it takes a lot of patience. So
I had one video I was working on where the audio on the video, even though that I've done it multiple times, where I would simply just mute it, there was something going on with the program where it didn't want to do it, and I literally spent like 30-40 minutes just working on trying to fix that one setting so I can mute the audio on the video. It was like 30-40 minutes that went by that I could have done something else.
Oh man. So about that, so we all good about PewDiePie?
Yep.
Alright, so before we get to the end of the podcast, I think we got one or two more things to talk about. Grizzly wanted to talk about the game Battleborn. Is there anything you like to talk about, to say about the game?
I meant to bring it up back at when we were doing E3 coverage, but it was just I remember when we were originally talking about E3 coverage, somebody tossed under there like overhyped games, but like you didn't really hear much about it until E3. Like, they released a whole bunch of information and every issue Game Informer, but then they really released all their stuff at E3. I think it looks really cool. Like, it's kind of a take on a MOBA and an FPS. Like, it's from the people that made, it's from Gearbox, so it's from the studio that made Borderlands. So
right.
They took their kind of FPS, like cartoony style, and they're tossing it into what was going to be a MOBA feature, but now it seems more like it's like a head-to-head kind of like team-based combat game. Like, it looks really cool, but it's also got like a single-player story and stuff. I'm really, really, really excited for that game. Like, it's different, and I think we need more different, especially in the entertainment gaming industry, when everybody is a copycat of somebody else right now. Like, different sells, especially in the gaming industry. And this is going to be really good different. I think it could change things for the gaming industry. It might open a new type of game But it's definitely
Right.
gonna be something cool to check out for everybody. I would recommend it to everyone.
Yeah, there's been some games. I don't really use this word that often, but there's some shooters out there that's very. It's becoming. Well, it is now today. Generic. A lot of generic shooters now, and it's like we need more innovative games. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem is, of course, is the chicken and the egg type thing. Like, will people buy the innovative games? Like, that's the thing.
Right. Hey, you want to comment about Uso?
Give me a moment.
Well, I would say this about Battleborn. I seen the black. I always say his name again. And I hope I don't get attacked. Well, anyway, I seen the Black Okage put his a video out there because he actually went to E3 with him and his people from the gaming Illuminati, and they were giving their thoughts about the game. And I seen the gameplay, and they were saying that they saying that the game was okay. It was something they played after waiting like 2 hours just to go play this game. From the footage from what I saw, yeah, it looks well. It's from the same people who did Borderlands, and I'm interested in playing it. They say that the game doesn't have like the whole the weapon loops and stuff like Borderlands does. But they said they have I believe they have a 5-player co-op if I'm correct, Grizzly.
Yeah, it's 5-player co-op. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it looks interesting. I'm interested in playing it. I like the Borderlands. I think it's something to check out. Wow. So we're through with the Battleborn.
Yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to kind of touch base on it and bring more awareness to it because we meant to cover it E3 and I didn't. It's just kind of more of a missed article, missed coverage, I guess.
And you walk.
Yeah, I'm all set.
You all set, Uso?
I'm good.
Alright, I guess this last thing I want to talk about, this is kind of last minute, so I'll post this thing in the discussion. So, you guys remember Lizard Squad, right?
Oh, jeez.
Well, I have this article I posted in the chat. They were saying that this was on Kotaku. A Lizard Squad member, has been found guilty.
Holy
yeah,
50,700 charges of computer crime.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that many charges.
Enjoy
before
17 consecutive life sentences, kid.
Nope, he won't.
Oh my gosh.
Because he's gonna go work for some government intelligence
Yes.
agency.
So they'll be like, listen, we won't send you to jail if you come work for us.
Oh, by the way, we're gonna pay you like $200K a year.
Work for
Yeah,
Shield.
your future set, don't worry about it.
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
In this article it says that if a member of Lizard Squad, the group responsible for numerous attacks on gaming sites and platforms over the past year, has been found guilty in Finland of a comical 50,700 charges related to computer crimes, and yet he won't be going to prison. The Daily Dot reports that Julius Z. Kills, oh my god, why I gotta say his name, Kavimaki, or whatever his name is, who was only 17, has instead been given a 2-year suspended sentence, as well as being ordered to fight against cybercrime. So yeah, that actually happens in real life, like you guys already said it.
Well, also,
most of his stuff though was DDoSes, which anybody can buy a kit for though.
You ever seen one of the? Go ahead.
DDoS is just basically getting 17,000 people to go to the same website at the same time. I mean, it's not like a rocket science hard either. Another thing that a lot of people probably don't know is the fact that Finland only, basically, if you're a violent offender, they'll send you to jail. If it's a non-violent offender, you basically get sent to like this juvie rehabilitation camp, I guess, and basically like you go through counseling and stuff. Like that's their system is completely different from ours, where ours just throws everyone in jail because fuck, taxpayers have to pay 50.
Accurate.
Throw the
Yeah.
book on them.
Yeah, pretty much. Our jail system does not make sense from a taxpayer's perspective.
Throw the book on them. 20 years.
And Finland was like, we're not going to do that. So, fuck that. Unless they're like somebody who like goes around stabbing like 27 people in the face or something like that, you're not going to go to prison.
Oh,
We're
Jesus.
just going to send you to a bunch of therapists.
All I gotta say.
27 people in the face?
Oh, I
Jeez.
just made a random example.
All I gotta say is that I was playing Xbox, right? I was playing my Xbox on Christmas of last year, and I couldn't even play the game. I couldn't even connect online. So when I went to go to check on my PlayStation 4 and my PlayStation 3, I couldn't even get on that either online. And I just want to say you guys are very bad, and you should feel bad about what you did. I'm just messing around.
Well, actually, one of the funny things I found really funny is that people were equating this to terrorism. I was like, you wouldn't know terrorism if it slapped you in the side of the head, apparently, because terrorism, like that just basically you just went from a bunch of like
It don't even
a mob
compare.
of, yeah, like you just went from like the Boston bombing to like a website service went down.
Oh man.
And some very nasty things happened to some company. Like that's terrorism to you now? Like, please don't insult terrorism. Terrorism is when people go blow themselves up and stuff. Like that's I couldn't believe people were writing articles and stuff on that. And I just like, ugh.
Terrorism
Face
against
bomb.
gaming? What is those?
Yeah,
Oh my
it's just
God.
it's just like that's another thing. I've noticed that there's this huge trend of where like everyone's calling pretty much anything that they don't like that happens illegally like, oh, that's a form of terrorism.
Oh no, that's politically incorrect.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was that one guy who took a photo of Obama, and it was like a Homeland Security and stuff like that, because it was part of his security detail, and he took a photo, and he got fired from his job for that, and basically the head of Homeland Security basically said that he was, like, a terrorist for doing that.
Oh my goodness.
I was just like...
America, everybody.
Oh my god. I would say this. I think the first day I did heard about Lizard Squad was that when they were making that threats that they hijacked or that plane or where the people from Sony was on. And I think I remember Uso, I'm trying not to say the real name, Uso posted a thing on G.A.M.E.R that they had, like, I guess for all this, I guess these service attacks that were going around from different, countries. You know what I'm talking about, Uso?
Yeah, I'm kind of, I mean, like, all the stuff that they did prior and everything was DDoS, and it's like, to hack a plane is something completely different. It's like,
Good
I don't know,
luck
maybe,
hacking it.
yeah, it's like, I don't know, maybe they tried to DDoS a plane? I don't know.
No,
No.
they're not that stupid.
I would say
So
that.
it's like, yeah, it's just like, that, it doesn't work that way, so that's why I was kind of puzzled on what they were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. People be
Yeah.
stupid.
Oh my god! I remember when I heard about Lizard Squad. I actually went to go check on them frequently because I'm still on consoles and everything. I'm always checking on them. Like, you guys better not be messing with my Xbox today. I gotta watch Netflix. You guys ain't doing nothing today, are you? And then it's like whenever something does happen, I'm like, oh crap, I can't connect. Let me go check what's on Twitter. And then I go look on it, and it's like, it'd be like, Xbox #offline. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's also another thing is that the funny thing is that Lizard Squad is actually kind of was doing us a service, despite the fact that they're heavily annoying. Because, I mean, it shouldn't be this easy to hack into like PlayStation Network or Xbox and stuff like that and steal company records, like it shouldn't be that easy.
If Lizard Squad,
It should.
if you're listening to us on the Gamer Podcast, don't attack us. Please don't.
Please don't.
Please don't.
I'm only considering I'm going into cybersecurity. I'm just grateful that Lizard Squad was around because now I have more job security. So
We're not
they made my life
17.
easier.
We're not 17. We don't got time for this stuff.
I'm a broke college student.
Oh damn.
Same field as Walt here. So I'm double majored for information tech and for information security, but that's doesn't mean I'm making money now.
Yeah.
Later.
Well, I mean, later in the next couple of years, it's going to be a very, very big thing. There's going to be tons of majors and stuff like that. Right now, I think there's only 5 colleges in the country, in the U.S. Sorry, that that offer any degrees whatsoever on cybersecurity.
Sounds about right. A lot of colleges are stuck in the classic computer science, generalized field. They don't want to like actually make new majors and stuff, and they try to tack on like 1 or 2 classes onto that main major there. And it's like it's not the same.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bob, they're Lizard Squad and the Chargers and everything. So everybody's all set, including you, Grizzly Hitman.
I'm good, man.
See, good man. Wait, we gotta talk like well. I just got back to the south. You know what I'm saying?
Like we're from Texas.
The people I see, I'm from Texas, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm holding it down the block. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're saying.
Has anybody else seen that video besides us? It's those Marines in the back of their truck and they're driving somewhere. They're talking about how much greater Texas is than any other state in the union and why. And they're just using these ridiculous accents. It's great. It's hilarious because the facts are accurate, somewhat.
Somewhat. I can't say everything.
I'd say go check it out if you haven't. It's pretty funny.
Man. So, other than that, so that's about it for all our news regarding, stuff that goes on over the course of the past 3 weeks of gaming. So we did our WTF news, good news, bad news, and stuff worth mentioning about. So that's it for the episode of the Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Static J, and with my co-hosts, Uso, Grizzly, and Welfare. Is there anything you guys want to say before we end this podcast? Go.
You are not worthy.
LOL.
Uso signing out.
That's the Tony Stark of gaming, y'all. He says that he's signing off. And what about you, Walt?
I'm good, and see ya.
You're supposed to be the Hulk. You're supposed to be like, get off.
But I'm Bruce Banner.
Yes, Dr. Bruce Banner.
Well, you guys have an awesome day, and we're out of here. Peace and goodbye.
Hey guys, this is Uso Gaming, also part of G.A.M.E.R. Just want to thank you all for watching, and be sure to subscribe right at the top over here, at the top left. Down below, you got our first Gamer podcast. And then also be sure to like and follow me on both my Facebook page and Twitter on the links down below in the description. And again, you guys have a wonderful day. Love you all.